66 Saturday Sports Scoreboard. Now, here's Wayne Rinks.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's an old, rainy, wet Saturday morning, a mighty good morning to sleep in, but we're glad you're up and with us on TV 66 for the high school scoreboard. Well, it was a wild shootout in McMinnville last night, but Lebanon came out the winner, 29-26 over the previously undefeated district foe, Warren County. Patrick C. had a fantastic night, scored 3 times, carrying the ball 26 times for 260 yards in all. Keith Martin had 172 yards and 2 touchdowns for Warren County and their losing effort. It was a fourth quarter pass from Tony Eckler to Wayne Rollins that capped the win for the Blue Devils. Let's have a look at that play.
Eckler fakes, he goes up top for Rollins. Complete! This should go for 6 if he doesn't step out of bounds. Touchdown! Rollins beat number 38 on the play, Charlie Harris.
Okay, we know all our fans who want to stay tuned for a replay of that big win last night over Warren County, and especially watch C's scoring run, 77, 33, and 72 yards. Next week, it's homecoming for Lebanon against Henry County. Well, a big crowd, almost 9,000 people, saw Mount Juliet hold the #1 team in the state to 2 touchdowns, but Mount Juliet couldn't score. Gallatin 14, Mount Juliet nothing. Sean Hollingsworth moved from the tailback to the quarterback slot for the Golden Bears as he replaced David Collins, who got hurt in last week's game. We have this TV 66 interview that was taped immediately following that ball game.
Ready. Row. This is TV 66, and our guest this evening after the football game was the Howell of the Flat Brothers, and also Coach Emmentola. Coach, terrific game here. Tell us a little bit about it. Boys played a good game tonight, looked like a good team effort, and they wanted to play.
Well, I think our kids gave a tremendous effort under the circumstances that we had a lot of key players that weren't there. But, you know, really when it comes right down to it, that's the name of the game. I mean, you know, you ask kids to go out and to do certain things for you, and they do it. Whether you win or lose, to a certain extent, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to educate them and get them to do what you ask them to do and prepare them for life, and I think our kids did that excellent tonight.
What about our offense tonight, Coach?
Coach was sputtered, you know that?
Sputtered just a little bit, but I thought you called some good plays with me helping you over there.
Well, I can't get along without your help.
That's right.
I thought we played pretty well. Hollingsworth, of course, this is his first start, transferred from tailback position with Collins hurt, and I thought it was just a week's work. Of course, he'd worked some all along, but especially with this 1 week of work that he came along, and with the exception of about 2 or 3 plays, called an awful good ball game and played a good football game.
1 or 2 plays, and we could have won the ball game, Coach.
1 or 2 plays, especially down here on this end. We had second and short.
First and dropped, then when it's up there just a yard so, and then had to call timeout and didn't make it.
So we'll take a play out here or there, and we're going to win a football game.
Week, he was starting and playing most of the ball game. Lee Martin played some for us up front. Mike McLennan came in and did a good job for us in the last 2 ball games, and I felt like he probably played pretty well tonight.
That final again was Gallatin 14, Mount Juliet nothing. Next week, Mount Juliet plays at Beach. Well, Watertown's Purple Tigers were too much for Friendship Christian last night, way too much. Watertown 41 and Friendship 7. Watertown scored 14 points in the first quarter, 7 in the third, and then finished with 13 points in the fourth quarter. They also had 7 points in the second quarter to add it all up. Bobby Brown had 5 touchdowns on the ground for Watertown. Friendship's only score came on a Byron Lee run. Watertown faces Salina next. Friendship plays Donaldson Christian. Both of those games are on the road. Now let's go to our scoreboard as we have a look at some of the scores for you. First off, there's that Lebanon score, 29-26 over Warren County. Gallatin over Mount Juliet, 14-0. Watertown beat Friendship Christian, as we said, 41-7. Kirby over Henry County. That is Lebanon's next opponent, Henry County. Kirby 20, Henry County 17. White County over Riverdale in a district game, 17-13. Lincoln County beat Manchester, 42-13. Cookeville over Riverdale, a score of 13-7. That's Cookeville over Oakland, 13-7. Shelbyville beat Giles County, 42-7. Tullahoma over Columbia, 15-14. Hendersonville rolled over Brentwood, 33-0. Hunters Lane beat Glencliff 28-8. MBA over Overton 31-6. Franklin beat Smyrna 17-16 to give you an idea how strong Franklin is this year. Stratford topped McGavock 44-15. Ryan over Hillsborough 27-17. Marshall County beat Beach 14-7. Redwood Academy over Goodpasture 35-7. Smith County beat DeKalb County 28-0. Donaldson Christian over TPS 28-6. Harpeth topped Salina 21-18. And here's one that's not on our scoreboard, but it's worth mentioning. How about this score? Moore County over Cannon County, 71-0. A lot of points. The Vanderbilt Commodores, fresh from their win over Memphis State last week, are on the road. They're traveling to Durham, North Carolina. Tonight, 6 o'clock, they'll kick it off against the Duke Blue Devils. Vanderbilt jumped out to an early lead and made 2 good defensive stands last week in their ball game. And also, they were able to beat Duke last year. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Interestingly enough, last year's Vandy-Duke game was the first ever football contest between those two schools. They've got quite a bit in common. They both stress academic excellence and have a good athletic program. In other college games involving some of our area teams, MTSU is on the road to Georgia Southern. Austin Peay is at home against Southern Illinois. And Tennessee Tech is playing Abilene Christian in Abilene. Well, this is the last weekend of summer for 1987. Let's see what we have in store weather-wise. For today, mostly cloudy and cool. The rain should be ending sometime this morning. Northerly winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Our high today near 75 degrees. And then for tonight, cloudy and cool. Low down to 58. Northwesterly winds at 5. And for Sunday, it ought to be a great day to get outside. Cool and pleasant. Northwesterly winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour. And Sunday's high just around 80 degrees or so. So it looks like a pretty good weekend out there, but right now it is wet, cloudy skies. The winds are from the north at 8 miles an hour. The barometric pressure 29.93 and steady. The relative humidity is 97%, and with rain here in Lebanon this morning, our current temperature reading is 64 degrees. Now we invite you to stay tuned for that Lebanon-Warren County football game next on TV 66. I'll see you with the Monday morning news at 7 o'clock, bright and early Monday morning. Hope you have a good weekend. I'm Wayne Rakes for TV 66.